Sorry, I'm fiddling with stuff. Okay. You caught me off guard. I'm fiddling. I'm fiddling, chat. Give me a moment. Hello. Hello, hello. You know what? It's not dark yet. Let me go ahead and announce that I am live. Who up fiddling? Yeah. Yeah, it turns out there was a Nintendo Direct I didn't know about. And I didn't feel like waking up for it. So we're doing this. We're gonna watch it post, so it's not live. But we're gonna watch it after the fact, and then we're gonna play Killer Bean, which this game keeps getting. I installed it, and then it keeps getting updates. Why? What could they have updated? I guess the game is early access, so I should expect patches. But yes, Killer Bean, the video game Killer Bean, is out. Okay, so we have two games with the word killer in them. uh, we're gonna play that, and I want to. I've been hankering for more Killer 7. We're gonna play more Killer 7 on Friday. But yeah, we're gonna play Killer Bean. Do you guys know about Killer Bean? Like the whole deal? Uh, the guy is like we found. I found me and my friends found out about Killer Bean like years ago. It was a movie. It was a movie. It was like an animated movie animated by all one guy, and it's a really funny movie. But also it's like really well done for one guy, and then it made sense. The guy was a very experienced VFX artist that he made a movie, so he didn't exactly leave the industry, but he kind of decided to do his own thing. And like this was someone that like worked on like the Transformers movies. Yeah, he worked on the Matrix. So that gives it a very interesting angle. Like, whoa, this guy's like doing his own thing, and like, okay, he wants to, everything's about beans. That's kind of weird, but also like, hey, that's cool. So, it was announced, like, he announced that he was making a Killer Bean game, years ago, and it's finally come to fruition. Well, it's not out yet. It's out on early access, so it's probably very rough. But like as far as indie games go, this game looks great. So we're gonna play Killer Bean after I watch the Nintendo Direct, and then on Friday, just cause I noticed a little bean a little bean of a connection in the title. We're gonna play Killer 7 because like I'll be real. Oh, I don't know why I have a little thing sticking up. I'll be real, chat. Watching all of those video game trailers, it made me just want to play Killer 7 again. Like that game just. Today's the anniversary of Killer 7. Yeah, it is. But I'm gonna play Killer Bean instead because that came out yesterday. Um, but yeah, I just want to play Killer 7. Watching all those trailers, I was like, I'm not even being pessimistic about the games industry. There's games I want to play, but Like, I'm not even being pessimistic. There are games I want to play, but at the same time, it's like, dude, video games seem so toothless now. Like, I'm not saying every game has to be like crazy and edgy, but it would be cool. It would be cool if, like, it would be cool if, like, if like, video games had some teeth on them. I'm not, like, I don't know if this makes sense, but even, like, the cutesy games don't have teeth on them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, games that used to be, like, cute and cutesy were, like, Animal Crossing. Like, I think Animal Crossing is a great example because the original Animal Crossing game, the animal villagers would be like, what's the matter with you, fucking freak? And we'd be like, oh, this is so cozy and cute. They'd be like, your dress sucks, and they'd be like, oh, isn't this cozy? Um, like, that was cute. That was cute. And the new, like, one of the biggest complaints people had about the newest Animal Crossing game, and I've seen this complaint even about the new Tomodachi Life game, is that it's very toothless. Like, it's very, very toothless. Like, people are just, even in your, like, dollhouse video games, like, nothing happens. So, yeah, I am not nostalgic for nostalgia's sake. I'm specifically nostalgic for when, like, video games were a little bit more al dente. They had a little bit more of a bite to them, and I can think of no, especially looking at Gears of War and, like, like Gears of War specifically. I was like, man, I should play Killer 7 again. So, but hopefully Killer Bean also scratches that itch. We'll see. I don't know anything about it. Today's drink of the day. I think I already drank one of these on Sunday. But hashtag 30-year-old life. I saw this at the store on sale. It's one of these zero sugar sodas. It's stevia, citric acid, stevia extract, carbonated water, natural flavors. But it tastes pretty good. It's strawberry lemon burst. So I like strawberry. I like lemon. 0 calories. So I'm 33 years old and I have to drink things with no sugar in them. Favorite fruit drink flavor? Well, if you're talking about fruit, I love citrus. I love orange. It's funny, I like Coke. Like, Coke is my favorite soda. But if you were to say it had to be a fruity soda, orange soda. An easy answer, orange soda. I'll drink that shit, even if it was invented by Nazis. But yeah, Sunkist tastes great. I try not to have too much of it, because I try not to have too much soda in general. And I also like Coke more than I like orange soda, but orange soda is awesome. If I had a genie, I might just wish that I could drink orange soda with no repercussions. Well, Coke is literally a citrus drink. They didn't say citrus, they said fruit. They said fruit drink. But yeah, even when I outside of the realm of soda, whenever I go Whenever my friends drag me to like a bubble tea place or something, I usually gravitate towards the fruit, the orange, the citrusy stuff. So that's what I usually go for. I don't usually go for like the dairy heavy teas. I usually go for like the citrus things. Kung Fu tea has like a citrus, like an orange juice and Yakult drink that I like. And one of the reasons why I like it is when you ask for it with no sugar, it still tastes pretty good. Although there's a little bit of sugar in the Yakult, so asking for no sugar, there's still gonna be some sugar inherently, but what can you do? Anyway, enough beating around the bush. Let's watch this Nintendo thing. Let me find it first. Let me find it. Nintendo Direct. So yeah, I was asleep when this happened. I did not feel like I did not feel like waking up for it. I didn't know it was gonna happen. So the MO, I've said this before, but the way it usually works for Summer Games Fest stuff is Nintendo will usually Sony will usually try to jump the gun and do stuff ahead of time. Nintendo will usually try to come way after. So these companies do not like sharing the spotlight. Really, it's just Xbox, like Microsoft, that is really, really willing uh to rope themselves up with the festivities. But yeah, so Nintendo. I don't know why Monday, the day when everyone has to go back to work, but you could say the same thing about Sony. I don't know why Tuesday, the day where everyone has to go to work, but here we go. The only thing that was spoiled for me, which I'm actually legitimately excited about, is Pikuniku 2. I love Pikuniku 1. I do have a bias because I know some people who worked on Pikuniku 1. But Pikuniku 2 has me excited. I will play it and I will stream it. Technically speaking, I know of some people who are working on Pikuniku 2 as well. So I still have a bias, but Pikuniku 2 is just cool. Okay. Is this a new game or is this a remake? I've always wanted to play these games, but I just never have. It's new? Now, is this Switch 2 exclusive? That's my other question. Because I'll be real, I don't want a Switch 2. Wait, Rhythm Heaven's coming to Steam and Epic Game Store? You're lying. No, that's not true. Joke? Oh. Because the problem with Nintendo, for me, is there are... It's Switch 1? Good. The problem I have with Nintendo, or it's not a problem, right? It's what they want to do. Nintendo is probably the only company more than Xbox or Sony where it's like their exclusives are actually tempting. The problem is though, even they still don't have enough for me. Like I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. They're just explaining how Rhythm Heaven works. Um, the I guess since we're not watching the I guess since they're not watching this live, I can kind of like pause it and expand and actually like actually let my brain think. The problem I have with Nintendo, and it's not like a problem because it's just what they want to do. The problem is in me is I bought a Switch One, right? The thing I realized is that I'm not as big of a Nintendo fan as I thought, right? The Switch One is great if you're buying the new Mario game. If you bought Mario Odyssey and you bought both of the Legend of Zelda games on Switch, and you're buying Rhythm Heaven, and you're playing if all the games you play are Nintendo games, then yes, the Switch is awesome, right? Because you got Mario Kart and everything. But and I knew that going in. I knew that going in. I was gonna buy the Switch One. I could have the virtual console to play old stuff, and there'd be like 2 3 games I really like that are on the Switch, and that I'd be able to play those anywhere because I could bring it outside, yada yada yada, right? The thing is, chat. What ended up happening in practice was, I there were those 2 3 games I had on the Switch. I played them to death, and then it's collecting dust the entire time. And I also don't bring it outside because it turns out I don't like bringing a console that big outside. It's why I have this. Where is it? It's why I bought this. One of these like Android-based Ambernick devices. That's why I bought this. Because if I do have the hankering to play an old video game outside, like Pokemon or something, my friend bought me that, and and helped me set it up, and like I can play Pokemon outside if I want to. Um, and and yeah, like that scratches the itch, and it fits in my pocket. I don't need a whole case for it, like my Switch does. Um, the and so like if I bought the Switch 2, I could play Mario Kart. The new Mario Kart looks fun. This looks fun, but I have no interest in playing a new Mario game. I have no interest in playing a new Legend of Zelda game. So it would be like, for me, it would be like Mario Kart Tomodachi Life this, and I couldn't even name a fourth game to buy on the Switch 2. You know what I mean? And so I would play those 4 games, and then I would just go back to playing Deadlock, and also like as someone who like I don't know, as someone who goes to the airport like twice a year minimum, like I don't want to bring my Switch with me anymore. It's the hassle. I'd rather bring a book. And that's not because I'm not a dumb gamer. It's not like I'm a normie. I like video games. But it's like, damn. The Switch is really good if you're not an adult or have a lot of young cousins. Oh wait, Yeah, they have a the Dusk Bloods. That's a Switch 2 exclusive. I forgot. Looks slow. Nah, the frame rate looks fine. It just looks worse than if I were to play it on PC. You're late. Nah, we just started. Rhythm Heaven. That was it. The new Rhythm Heaven game and this so far. This is not even live, Catherine. I'm watching this like in. This is a video. This is just a video. They aired this while I was asleep. Yeah, this is the real reason to get, like, for me, this would be the real reason to get a Switch 2. Because like it's a port it's like I could get a Steam Deck, but a Steam Deck won't ever have Mario games on it. Not the new ones, right? It won't have like the Nintendo exclusives. In theory, wink wink. And it can play like, some of these like it does have like games from other consoles on it. Although yeah, like the other thing, yeah, like the other awkward, I don't know, the Switch 2 is just very awkward for me as a consumer. Cuz like forget about the what the game is. This game came out already. You know what I mean? Like this game is like, isn't this game 3 years old? But it's on Switch 2 now. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just really weird. It's like you're playing these games that other people have already played. Like if I cared, I would have played that already. This is new though. I think this game definitely is like, yeah, this game is new. It's not out yet. So they definitely were targeting the Switch as a console. Okay. Switch 2 has mouse control, so it's like an affordable Steam machine. I've heard that like no games use it. Like it's like Civilization and the new Metroid game. Like Splatoon doesn't even use it, which is crazy. Cuz you're right, that should be a selling point, but it like they added it to Animal Crossing? Oh hey, Trog wanted news about this game. This is like a friend slop Trog game. This is Trog friend slop. So he's very excited. Yeah, would be better. Yeah, Dwarf Dragon. Would be better if everyone was a pig instead. Oh, hey! August 4th. No way this isn't out on. No way this isn't out earlier. Wow. You know, this game. This game probably hits one specific type of person really hard. Yeah, this is absolutely a port of a mobile game. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you happen to like One Piece and you're looking for a cute little like far like restaurant sim game, that looks really good actually. It's a safe dunk, yeah. Okay. I'll be paying $34.99 for this because I am the pig. what did Fire like I know what Fire Emblem turned into, but I just say it out loud. I just want to say it out loud. Like, what did Fire Emblem turn into? Like the day like all I know about these games is that like there's a lot of like elements beyond just like you know I will say though, this is a little bit more interesting to me because it has like the way the map works, the way it looks like the map works, the way it looks like the setting kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics. Like recruiting guys and stuff. Wait, what? There was a Ninjala 1? Yeah, this looks very much geared for kids. Your kids first open world action RPG. All right. Nintendo is so funny because watching this is reminding me Nintendo Directs nowadays are so funny because I am not young enough to be a kid. I'm not young enough, I'm not a kid anymore, but I'm also not like a parent. I think I'm in like the reverse Goldilocks zone where if I was younger, I'd be more hype. But if I was older and I was like a dad with like a 5-year-old, I'd be like, "Oh, that's great for my kid." That'd be my child would be so excited. I'm kind of, I'm just kind of like in this weird zone where I'm like a jaded adult. I'm like, all right. Sounds like you need to adopt a 5-year old. I don't know about that. Sure. Sure. Okay. Oh, it's a battle royale game? You know, I don't give a fuck about Jujutsu Kaisen, but a battle royale Vampire Survivors game is interesting. That is an interesting idea. Has anyone done that? Like a Vampire Survivors battle royale game? Is it the idea is kind of neat, but it's so weird. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. I hate to break it to you. That's the norm. That's the norm now. If you have a weird, interesting idea, you either need to be a AAA studio or you need to latch on to like an existing property. That's the truth. I do not think I do not think it's a coincidence that all of that the next big not AAA fighting game that's coming out is in part funded by Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a coincidence. And it makes sense. It's like, we want to make a Vampire Survivors Battle Royale game. That sounds weird. We don't know if that's going to sell. But what if we gave it a Jujutsu Kaisen slab of paint? Yeah, it's this is such an interesting scenario where it's like, okay, the Switch 2 has all these cool games on it, but it's all these old cool games. I would love to see I this is one of those scenarios where I really wish I could see the sales numbers, right? Like, are there Nintendo fans who have just go like, you know, like the way I see it is like everyone who's wanted to play Metal Devil DMC5 has played it already, one way or another, right? Are Nintendo fans the kinds of people who buy the Switch and it's like, this is my only console? Do they bite on that stuff? There are also super fans who want to play DMC5 on the toilet. I suppose. I suppose. I guess. Yeah, this is the stuff that makes me like extra like wonder because they also have been doing this. They also are like, oh, like Nintendo will remaster previous Nintendo games for the Switch 2 as well. And I'm like, who is this for? You know, because this is not the first time they've done that either. But didn't they remaster or like re? I might be wrong. Didn't they remaster and or re-release like what's it called? What's the first open world Legend of Zelda game? I don't remember the name anymore. Wind Waker? No, not Wind Waker. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Didn't Breath of the Wild 1 also get a Switch 2 relaunch? Yeah, that's the kind of thing where I wonder like how well those do. Cuz it seems like there's a clear incentive for Nintendo to do them, but then I go like but haven't I don't know. If Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is like your favorite game, maybe you want to play it over and over again. I do that with Killer 7, so Breath of the Wild was an upgrade. If you already had it, you would get the new shit for $5 or $10. Ah, okay. So it wasn't like a straight re-release. I see. Why does it have to be a wizard school? Why don't they make a game where you go to Frankenstein College? So it's like a is there justification for it? Like it's a prequel without all the crazy tech? Hey Bob, do you like thumb wrestling? Is there a thumb wrestling thing in this? That'd be really funny. My right thumb is actually a little weird and fucked up. I don't know how it happened either. It doesn't like hurt or cause me pain or anything. It's just like weird. You don't skateboard there. You don't usually take your skateboard through grass. I don't know if they know that. They're putting me's in this, yeah. I don't know if you could call thumb wrestling a sport. The again, I'll say I think if I was a young child, I'd like this, or if I was a dad, I'd be like, oh, my kid would love this. But I'm a 33-year-old single man, and this is just really weird to me. Not stop being mean, about. How am I being mean? How am I being mean? What? Shut up. How am I even being mean? Are you saying that you want me to think that I'm a child? Or come up with some other circumstance that I can't fulfill? Jagex is pushing this game hard. I know what YouTube is like. All right, there are like a dime. There's a barrel full of 30-year-old men who will go goo goo gaga over Nintendo games. Don't worry. Listen, if I'm not reacting to this in the way you prefer, go on YouTube and look up I don't know, Pro Jared or something. So I know there was like a thing they showed earlier about this. This doesn't look that bad. It looks very. It looks like they want to make. It looks like this looks like they want to sell me on a Star Fox movie in a year or two. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it looks like a fine remake of the N64 one. Not that you know. All right. Here we go. Best game of the direct. Day one buy. Oh, the trailer I saw that didn't have a guy talking over it was better though. Day one buy. Day one. Hold on. I like Piku Niku enough that we're gonna watch the other the Piku Niku 2 trailer, the other one. The one that Nintendo didn't put out. Day one, baby. All right. That was the trailer I saw this morning. That was way better. Ah, here we go. The one thing that might make me get a Switch 2. Because I genuinely don't know if this is ever going to come to PC or not. Is the same trailer, by the way? No, it's not. This looks new. Yeah, it's not. If I buy a Switch 2, it will be for this because it probably will never make its way to PC. Nintendo's gonna lock this up in a cage forever. Oh, okay. Closed network test soon, I guess. Yeah, if anything's gonna make me get a Switch 2, it'll be that. It's very funny today, summer 2026 when we are in summer. Yeah, it is summer. So you mean tomorrow, next month, August? This is pure speculation, but this game, Nintendo is gonna watch the numbers on this game really, 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 really closely. I think if this game does poorly, you are never going to get another single player Splatoon game ever again. This is basically them trying to gauge if Splatoon can be like a big franchise for them more than it already is. I think it makes enough money for them that they'll always make like the multiplayer focused ones. But this one being single player is like obviously like this one being fully single player is obviously like will people like is this our next like Pikmin? Okay. Sure. How many of you were waiting for this? All right, that was it. Okay, another port. I will never care about Atlas RPGs. I'll never care about Atlas RPGs unless they're mainline SMT games. And I probably won't get another mainline SMT game for maybe another 5 to 10 years. Is this not already on Switch? Oh, it's the Nintendo Switch 2 version. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so is this a sizzle reel of all the ports that are gonna go into? Yeah, okay. So we've gone from highlighting games that will be ported to Switch 2 to just a full-on sizzle reel of games that are gonna be ported to Switch 2. These are the games that aren't big enough blockbusters to warrant their own trailer. I mean, it makes sense. This is what they. It makes sense, right? Like the Switch hardware was so lacking that they probably wanted to do this and couldn't. That's the whole point the Switch 2 exists. You know, but they just like couldn't. But it does like it does put like a weird taste in my mouth to be like, as someone who's played a lot, like I don't know. It doesn't make me want a Switch 2, unfortunately. But I guess that's not who it's for. It's for people who bought a Switch 2 to be like, oh, look, you can play Metal Gear Solid 4 on it now. This is a crazy one. I am surprised this did not get its own trailer. If the Switch 2, like, that is like, of all the ports, that is like the killer app. If it runs well, and the online is not janky. It having Final Fantasy 14 is insane. Okay. I forgot they did that. But they had cloud versions on the Switch 1. How did those play? Were they decent? They were fine. Bad? Okay. So is the I'm really curious if they will have any if they'll have any Disney stuff in these games. Or is it just like, okay, we don't want to work with Disney anymore. Never mind. Well, they showed Donald and Goofy, so I think this is gonna have Disney stuff in it. If that oh my god, if Kingdom Hearts 4 is about like the power of becoming a Disney adult, that's gonna be such effective marketing. Alright, well, you played it before. Time to play it again. You excited to play it again? Who is Devin San? Oh right, Doug Bowser is out. I forgot. Doug Bowser's out. She I didn't know their name, but I did hear that the like um I'll wait for them to finish. I think I might be misremembering. If I am misremembering and I'm lying inadvertently, please correct me. But I think if you're a Nintendo fan, this is one of the best case scenarios because Reggie left and they replaced him with Doug Bowser. Now, aside from having a funny haha Nintendo name, Doug Bowser was from Activision. So, does he have experience with gaming? You know, with gaming companies and the gaming industry? Yeah. But maybe not exactly the viewpoints you want to have, especially to lead a company like Nintendo. So, I'm not surprised that he wasn't there for long. I don't know why he chose to leave. I don't know if it was pressure because he didn't exactly match Nintendo. Um or if, you know, he is just doing the CEO thing of like hopping from prestigious position to prestigious position like, "Oh, Activision to Nintendo. That looks really good." But I think um Doug Bowser's replacement, uh, Devin, I think is a promotion from internal, meaning that like this wasn't someone from another company. They've been their whole career has. I might be like I said, I might be misremembering, but yeah, she's been working for Nintendo of America for like most of her career, so she knows what Nintendo's like. She's seen it all. Yeah, that was the first thing she said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she seems like she would actually care about the company and the role. So I think she's like the best case scenario for someone that cares. Okay, let's see if they're okay. I want to play Killer Bean, but I do want to skip around and look at some stuff. So I want to look at some stuff because they are gonna show some stuff. It was the first thing she said. I wasn't listening. All right, I was too busy trying to formulate my own thoughts. But yeah, no. This is Killer Bean is out. It's out on early access. So word on the street is no one likes how the characters look, huh? Proof Bout doesn't listen to women? Hey, hey. Just for that, we're gonna watch it again. And I'll listen this time. Wait, hold on, I was talking. Hold on, I was talking. I won't talk over her. This is This is a woman with rare Nintendo knowledge. All right, listen. All right, chat. Type out in chat. All right, guys. Type out in chat what she said. Paraphrase it. Prove to me that you listen to women with rare knowledge of Nintendo products. I am seeing a lot of incomplete messages in chat. I don't know, she's scary. Oh, are you saying that women with laugh lines and gray hair are scary to you? That's kind of fucked up. Just saying. Are we gonna have to listen to that again? I'm kidding. Let's see what this new Star Fox game looks like. Are they gonna show gameplay? I don't know why I care. This is just Star Fox 64 again. I do not like that voice. I do not like that voice. I do not like the voices. Fox's voice sounds fine, but everyone else's voice is like, I don't know. This sure is the first level of Star Fox 64. Okay. Oh, they have like full on cutscenes now. Oh wait, no. This is just the cutscene. This is just a more high def version of the cutscene. Oh, I do. These animals need to sound like need to sound like 40-year-old men. I do not like the voices. All right. Wow, they show a lot of Star Fox. Okay. I don't think I. The trailers actually do a decent job of showing what this game is. Like, I don't think seeing the tutorial level for the Splatoon Raiders. Okay, it's Rhythm Heaven. Oh, okay. Hold up. I do want to see this though. They're using the thing. They're doing the thing. They're doing like the you could be the face ring thing. Yes, this is a feature. This is a feature of the new Star Fox game. You can use the switches. You can use the switch's weird Discord call sort of feature, except you can be Pigma if you want. So if you ever wanted to be Pigma, you could do that. This is really funny. You know, like if I was a parent, the interesting thing about this feature is that if I was a parent, right? Because I've been going on and on about this. Like if I was a kid, this would be funny. If I was a parent, I'd be like, oh, this would be funny for my kid. If I was a parent, I could see myself going like, well, I don't want my kid on real Discord. You know, this is if they want to play Star Fox 64 with their friends, this is fine for them to like talk to their friends and whatnot. But then I think if I was also a parent, I'd be like, wait, I buy you a Switch 2, then I buy you a Nintendo Switch Online, then I have to buy a specific camera to do this that plugs into the Switch. Then I buy the new Star Fox game. I think I would not bother with the camera. You know what I mean? Like I I think if I was a parent, I'd be like, that's maybe I am a product of my own upbringing. I did grow up poor, but I think I'd be like, listen, you can have the Switch 2. I will buy you online because I'm also a gamer, but I'm not buying you the freaking camera, kid. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll buy you the game. The camera. Because I don't. Do you guys remember how much the camera cost? That was like a year ago when they advertised it. Does the average person have a USB camera already, though? Toluca Frog, that. You are thinking like a normal person. You need to buy a specific webcam for it. I'm pretty sure. You need to buy a specific webcam for the Switch. It's not. It is not like you can slap in any webcam. I'm pretty sure, right? I might be misremembering because it was like a year ago when they showed like more than a year ago when they showed all that stuff off. But I'm pretty sure you cannot use a regular USB-C webcam. You need a specific webcam for the Switch. Oh, you can. Okay, that makes it better. I thought you had to use because they were advertising like a Logitech like webcam that looked like a piranha plant. So you can just use a regular webcam. Okay, good. That still might be too much for my potential child. That might still be too much hassle if I'm a parent. Like, listen, I will not buy you four things so that you can talk to your friend. Your friend knows what you look like. Right? I mean, this aside from the weird AR stuff, this doesn't look that crazy. What games are you raising your potential child on? On whatever they want to play. Like okay, think about it like this, right? It's not that my kid is asking for too much. It's that like I'll buy you the game. Like hypothetically, I can see it now. I can see older parent father baaulp now. It's like you want a Switch 2? I'll give you a Switch 2. I grew up with not a lot. I grew up really poor. So if I had a kid, I wouldn't like spoil them, but I would want to be nicer to them than how my parents were. That how compared to how nice my parents were with me, with being able to provide these things. So if they wanted a Switch 2, I'd buy a Switch 2. If they wanted Star Fox, I'd buy Star Fox. But I just think about like the console with the online, with the game, with the webcam is like, that's a lot for a parent. Like, I remember trying to, like, I had Guitar Hero as a kid. And I was really happy about that. But I remember, like, basically having to, like, bargain with my mom. Like, she's like, wait, why do you have to buy, like, a $100 plastic controller? Like, fake guitar for this? And I basically, like, I remember literally having to bargain with her, being like, it's a guitar game and you play with a plastic guitar. Also, if you buy this for me, I won't ask for a new game for the rest of the year. And like, that's why she like agreed to buy it for me. And I'm just thinking of like the same conversation in 2026 of like, yeah, mom, I need a Switch 2. I need Star Fox. You need to pay for online, and I need a webcam. It's like, whoa. Stop. You know? Like, if you're a rich kid, I'm sure it doesn't fucking matter. But, you know, it's like, that's a lot to ask for just so you could be Pigma while playing Star Fox online co-op. Yeah. Like, I don't like that's another good point, which is I don't think kids even would like ask for this stuff. I don't know how often you guys have interacted with kids. The last time for me was a family get together where they were like little cousins. They iPad has won the war. iPad has won the war. They are playing Roblox on a tablet. They are not worried about getting a webcam for their Switch 2. You know? Alright. I'm gonna turn on Killer Bean. I'm gonna use the bathroom and I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna switch the category. Alright. Enjoy the Killer Bean loading screen. Starting screen. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, okay?